This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so now we are going to start with the Bootstrap. What is a Bootstrap and how it is going to be used? Let us discuss. Okay, what is a Bootstrap? It is a CSS framework which having n number of built-in classes which are kept ready where we can use and make it a responsive design. What is a responsive design? Irrespective of the resolution, the content should fit accordingly. Responsive design means irrespective of resolution, the content should fit accordingly. So, okay, how? We know how to write HTML elements, how to write attributes into the HTML elements, and making something style with a custom properties, of course, not custom properties, whatever they have given, making them something properties that you are using into your HTML elements or else attributes or else something a class on your own, that is creating a classes on your own and as well IDs on your own and setting its properties and making something style according to the content, according to the requirement. But here we, of course, a bootstrap, it is having a package of all n number of classes kept ready, and we will be using according to that. And of course, even though we are using that built-in classes, that doesn't mean we should not use our custom CSS. It is not like that. We can also use our custom CSS. Okay, let me tell you. And here we have an official website. Let me see. Here for Bootstrap, we have an official website which is called Get Bootstrap and which is presently running the fourth version and it is saying that build responsive mobile first projects on the web with world's most popular front-end component library. A library is also can say what you can say having a number of built-in functions, sorry, a number of built-in classes kept ready for us, and which in open source toolkit for developing with HTML, CSS, and even a JavaScript also. Then either you can go with 4.4 or 4.0, that is not much difference. Only few classes, a few things are just having differences. So we go with the stable version, which is 4. And how to use this Bootstrap into your website? Either you can download the total source code of these people, what they have written, the classes, or else you can use a live URLs. Using of live URLs is the better way because of whatever these people are updating or deleting or adding a new classes, then that first file is going to be updated this file. If you are linking this file as your external style sheet into your website, obviously from this you will be getting loaded with the latest classes also into your project. Okay. Okay, then before using that one, we need to know few things here. One is what is a resolution? Is nothing but device width. And how many types of resolutions do we have? Types of resolutions. In Bootstrap 3, that is previous version, they have categorized into 4, but in Bootstrap 4, they have categorized into 5. What are those? Extra, small, device, small, device, medium, device, large, device, and can say extra large device. These are the 5 different categories they have. What you can say, not 5 categories, they have. These are the 5 different resolutions they have given. Okay, how can you find out? How can you say it is extra small, it is small, it is medium, like this? By finding out the device width. How can you find out the device width? You can just search in the Google. You can search in the Google. What is my resolution? Open any of the website and you can see this is my website device width and height. My device width is 1366 pixels. Screen width, you can say total screen width. Okay. In this, we are going to set something content in the given resolutions. Okay. Now come to the point. How can you say it is an extra small device? An extra small device, how can you say means when a device width is which is less than 5 76 pixels. The devices which comes and fall under the 576 pixels, we say those are all called as extra small devices. And the devices which are greater than or equals to 576 pixels and less than 768, less than or equals to, okay, you can say less than 768 pixels are comes under the point of small devices. Whereas if you observe, whatever the ending point of a previous device is a starting point of latest device or its present device. Here also, it is the ending point of a small device, that is just starting point of, we can say, medium device, which is called 768 pixels 2. That is the devices which fall in between 576 to 768 are called small. The devices which are falling under the 768 greater than or equals to 768 to less than 992 pixels, we say it is called medium, and which is greater than or equals to 992 pixels to less than 1200 pixels. Okay, and the finally which are greater than or equals to 1200 pixels. So we say extra small devices which are in between that 576 to 768, medium devices which fall under 768 to 992, and large device which fall under 992 to 1200, and extra large devices which more than or equals to 1200. Everything that finally up to 1200, which is exactly, we can say, extra large devices. Okay, and how can you refer? You can refer with the short names as XS, SM, that is small, and medium, and LG, large. That is a short references of names of extra small device can be represented with XS, small devices can be represented with SEM, medium devices can be represented with MD, large devices can be represented with LG, and extra large devices can be represented with XL. This is the first point that you have to know. Just to remember these five names: XS, SM, MD, LG, and XL. Then columns. How many columns that you can divide? 12 columns we can divide as a 100 percentage. One, if it is one column, it approximately occupying 8.33 percentage of a 100 percentage. So when you come to the point of three columns, 25 percentage, six columns, 50 percentage, whereas nine columns, 75 percentage, and when it comes to 12 columns, 100 percentage. So remember these points. That's it. The first points are resolution names. Second point, just 1 to 12. That's it. Combination of these two things, you're going to make it something, a grid system. It's nothing but a number of columns and rows. The number of rows and columns division. how a grid system can be written. A class COL hyphen, which is called a column division, a syntax here. You can write either for small device, either for medium device, either for large device, either for extra large device. And how much of content that you are applying in the content, sorry, how much of matter, sorry, how much of width that content should fit. That is 100 percentage or 90 percentage or 80 percentage or 60 percentage or 25 percentage, which one? So here the name of the device or resolution, here the name of the column, that the number of column will be changing accordingly. Okay, now let us start off writing. Okay, let me write here. I have already shared the coding what we have discussed so far up to yesterday. Have you received it, all of you?
Yes,
Yes,
please.
we received
Okay,
it.
okay. Just have a look at it, what we have discussed, and try to just do as it is. Of course, if you have already know, and then try to get more ideas by seeing some examples. Or if you don't have an idea, those who are new, especially, I'm just seeing you first you preference what we have discussed, and then see more examples. That is, you need to do more practice, because we are actually normally we will be having a sessions 1 hour session, because according to your what can I say, consultancy members, and also you are having, you have to enter by May, sorry, not May, April. By the end of this April you have, I mean by coming of end of the April you should enter into the market. We are having more than 1 hour to, that is 1.5 hour. That's the reason we are discussing more points also in a session itself. So make sure practice as early as possible whatever we are discussing. Okay, and if you have any doubts, please make a note and let me know. We'll discuss and clarify it. Hmm. So, so let us write here HTML and okay, and then head, title, just title and write CSS library or framework. That is not a difference much. Finally, we can say all the classes which are kept ready for us, which are built-in classes, and then it use it to create a responsive designs. And then now let us write some meta elements also, where concept UTF hyphen 8 meta, mm, name equals to title, content equals to meta name equals to keywords, and content equals to meta name equals to description and content equals to. So like this you can write. And now then use the CDN links, that means which is a live URLs, where all the style sheets related things should place in the top of the body. So we can say in the head element. Whereas all the functional parts, as we have discussed here in the beginning, where a bootstrap is used to use, sorry, where bootstrap is using the concept of HTML, CSS, and even JavaScript also to make it something functional part. So these functional parts that you can just copy at this moment. You even don't have an idea at this moment, but no need to worry. Just copy these three things and place the functional parts, I mean the programming concepts at the end of the body itself. Why means a CSS style, I'm sorry, a CSS, if it is not loading properly, but no need to worry, at least the HTML content will load, maybe without a design. But if you have placed a programming concepts in the very beginning before HTML itself, but if the links or link is not working properly or any of the programming inside this are not working properly, obviously your content also will stop there itself. It won't move ahead. We can say until it is, for example, you have placed these three links in the top and have some problem. There itself it stops and it won't come down to display your content. That is a concept of programming point. That's the reason why should we have to stop at least the content of HTML if there is a problem with the programming right now. That's the reason we are placing the programming concepts after completing of HTML before closing the body. That's why we have written here. Additionally, as we have discussed, as we are using the concept of bootstrap, that doesn't mean that we should not use the concept of our custom style. It's not like that. You can write your own styling. Link rel and that equals to style sheet hre of style.css, and whereas we can say type equals to text by css. So keep it something ready, just make it. Then additionally, if you want to go with embedded style element and type equals to text by css. Okay, these are the basic things that you have to keep ready for working with the bootstrap. I'm sorry, to working with the bootstrap. Okay, so now the first point, we have to understand there are two different layouts. What are those two different layouts? Fixed layout and as well fluid layout. What is a fixed layout and fluid layout? Let us write. Fixed layout dot html. Open a div write a class container. It is a built-in class. Of course, through the bootstrap, whatever we are writing is simply the name is already having its own properties kept ready at the bootstrap.min.css file. Only thing is we need to know what is the class that we have to use according to that particular concept. So how can we know, miss? By just doing some practice. That's it. Of course, I will let you know what are the classes of a particular concept that we are going to use. I will list out here by designing itself. You just remember that point. That's it. Okay. So the first point, okay, in previous, that is HTML and CSS designing a website, we have took our own class name as a wrapper, setting a fixed layout that is 992 pixels right now. Here is the same, but actually this container, okay, how can you open an overview or anything and view page source? Click on this one. Okay, let me open. Hmm, one second. Okay, if you observe, there are n number of classes are there. You can search. You are not able to, sorry, uh, you can't read all the classes at a time. So you even don't try to read each and every class, what is it and what is the property. Depends upon the situation. Just search for that and what they have done. Okay, we are working on container. So here I'm writing Control F. I can open this one and just type container. Container total width, padding left and right, and margins on. We have discussed now. We can write a media queries in CSS, but why should we have to write in CSS means? Because we have to make it something responsive. But anyway, the Bootstrap is supporting. That's the reason we have missed that point there. And now anyway, these people are giving just with the class name. If the device width is maximum width is 720, the content will set, sorry, if the device minimum width is 768, the container of a content will be 720. How can you see all these points? Now observe. Let me open. A container, my screen size is 1366, that is which is more than 1200 right now. So it will consider as a large device, sorry, extra large device. Right click on inspect element, and place a mouse over on it. Meaning of this one is actually it is considering the device width is 1200. Inside that device width, you are placing your content exactly up to 1140. Meaning You are writing a examination. Okay, at least you are writing something, a Word document, maybe a matter, maybe a resume, something. When you are writing documentation, are you going to fill up from extreme left to extreme right? At least you will be giving some margin at top, at right, at bottom, at left. Right now, four sides, that is, you are going to give at least 0.5 inches or 1 inches default. In that center of that box, you'll be writing that matter, whatever you want. The same way, when a device width is 1200, the content will be applying up to 1140. As it is opened in the extra large device, it is highlighted. Whereas, click on this icon, then make it, for example, 320, which is extra small device. Then for extra small device, they did not given. They did not given means defaultly it will cover full width. Why means already the device width is too small. And again, if you are trying to give something columns, how can the content will be visible properly? That's why. Okay. Then with, for example, 576, what happened? If the device width is 576, the content inside this just applying up to 540 by giving something space left and right. Clearly you can see 100% means 540 by giving right hand side and left hand side padding. If the device width is 768, then it is covering up to 720. If the device width is 992, then the covering up to 960. Right? Based on the resolution here, obviously that width of that content, how much it's going to be applied. For all these things, they have the same class, but automatically it is adjusting, which is called a grid system. They have kept ready for us. We are just going to use. So we just have to understand what is the maximum width of, sorry, what is the minimum width, which is called a device width. Inside that, how much of content that is just applying for a small, for a medium, for a large, for an extra large, like this. Okay, so when you come to the point of a fixed layout, you just can say up to 1200, that is a fixed one, and the content is just fitting up to 1140. Okay, that's coming to the point. Another layout, which is called just hold on for a moment, please.
Hello.
Hello, was anyone asking something?
Was just checking.
Yeah, he said that he'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay.
Right. So as we have discussed here is, you can say, fixed layout. And then the another point is fluid layout. What is that fluid layout? Let us write. Fluid layout dot html. In place of container, additionally, just write container hyphen. That's it. Then what it do? See that output. The differences between fixed and as well fluid. For each and every time it is. Now see, meaning of this one is it is fixing the total. There is no point of again divisions like extra small, extra large, something so on so on. Only for a container. Here you can have, okay, if you just pick on it, it is fixing more than, see, there is no point of here, it is saying, it is just saying that fixed, there is no point of grid system with the minimum width, minimum width of 1200, something like this. It is just covering a 12, if the device width is 1200, covering the total width. If the device is 1400, covering that 1400. If the device width is 1920, covering up of total 1920, like this. Okay, so when we
Excuse me,
can go with fluid and when we can go with the fixed means when a content that should give in the center, then we can go with the fixed. And when a banners or a navigations or a footer, these kind of things, that we can go with the fluid, that is covering about total device. I will let you know. Now the
I had
third
a
point, we
question.
got a clarity here right now. Container, container fluid. So throughout the design, mostly we give preference to, what you can say, fixed layout only. So let us go with this.
I had a question.
Now come to the point of creating a rows and columns inside that fixed layout. How we can create a rows and columns? Let us write. First, let us go with, we can say, creating rows calls .html. How you can create in the container, write div and write a class row. It is also a built-in, and in this row, like we have done, header row, footer row, navigation row, container row, and inside that each and every row content. The same way here we are having row. In that row, you are going to write a column. How we can write a column? COL hyphen to which device that you are giving preference to set its column to the small device, how much it has to occupy full width. That's what we can say. You are giving preference to small. From small, it can even apply for large. Sorry, from small, it can even apply for medium, for large, for extra large also. Same styling, full width. Okay. So let us do one thing. Let me write here some matter. Let me write something. Make it something H1 and paragraph okay. So now see that output. Exactly at this line started and it stops here. You can say as you have given a container and it's fixing as a 1200, the content that is fitting within 1140, and when you extract this one, a row created, in this row you have created a, when you click on column, see COL for small device, it is 12, that means Flexbox adjusted the full width maximum 100 percentage. Right click, sorry, click on here. It is 1200. Actually, in the small device also it is having 1200. For example, if it is 320, what is the meaning? For content, it is also having small space, whereas 576 a small, exactly what we can say. If the device width is 576, that is also you are applying 100 percentage. 768, same. The device width is even changing. 768. Then, if you observe, it is giving preference to device width of 576, but that same is applying for 768, 992, and even 1200. Let us do one thing. Let us add our own style. I'm just writing BS, sample I'm writing class. A selector space, another selector. What is the meaning of writing a square bracket? That you are going to apply classes to the attributes. Right now we have discussed. So write a class cap symbol equals to COL. Overall meaning is there should be selector 1. Inside that there should be selector 2. In this selector 2, there should be a class, a value that should start with COL. That is the meaning. Okay, and we want something here styling. So let us write background, border 1 pixel, solid, and then font size inherit. That is whatever that bootstrap class is giving, the same we want to use font size, for example, and then font family. Let us go with any of these, and font weight inherit accordingly. That is, if it's a heading, accordingly it will bold. If it is a paragraph, accordingly it will be something normal. Color something. And if you want something especially padding for your content, you can just write accordingly. So these are just your custom styles, how you can write. In the container, I just wants to open a new div where can write a class BS example. In this, just copy this row and place. What happens? A selector 1 space selector 2, meaning it can be either child or grandchild now. That's why we have written a main, a row consisting of a column and something matter, and div class col starting, and later it can be of anything. Then now if you see something content, just highlighted something to see something difference clearly according to our styling along with the bootstrap how we can use. I just set it. Now it's clear up to this point to all of you. Here, this is already what we have discussed. I mean, in the previous examples of CSS, HTML, this is just already what they have given. We just clubbed. In the main box, we have given a box with a row and column division. In that row, just copy that row. You can write a number of rows, and each row can have its own number of columns again. Right now, you can divide a number of columns. The first row occupying full width, second row occupying half and half, like first row full width, second row automatically half and half. Then just see here, inspect element, column 6, equally. If you want equal sizes, 6 and 6, or else if you want, if you want equally 2 columns means 6 and 6. If you want 3 columns equally, then what you can do? 4, 4, 4, right? You can write here 4, 4, it is 8, and then you should not cross 12. If you are crossing 12, obviously it will come down. Right now, you have divided it into 3 columns, equal sizes. Okay, for example, You want first column should be left hand side sidebar, make it small. First column left hand side, make it small. Second column, sorry, the third column also small, as 3 and 3 and became 6, and in the middle you are writing 6, something like this. Left column, right column, in the middle column 6. So like this, only thing is you need to remember point. You have to open a container, you have to open a row, you have to write a column, how much of this content that should fit. If you want full width, make it. Either if you want to give for small width, sorry, small device SEM and full width 12, small width and that particular number. Now, if you observe, all the columns are giving preference to small, the same even it is applying for medium, even if it is applying for large and extra large also. But let me rename this one. Creating columns and rows for all resolutions same. Right now, for all resolutions, we are using same column name, device name, sorry. Okay, then the next point, creating rows and columns differently. How we can create differently? So let us write creating rows, calls for different resolutions dot html. Now what we can do means, same example. First let us open for all, for different dimensions. Okay, why? Okay, now actually the device is extra large now. Okay, let it be first column, first content, first row. It should support all the resolutions same. So leave it. Whereas, of course, it should support same for all. I'm saying. But whereas coming to the point of second row, if you are opening this website in a small device, you have decided the first column should take 3 columns. The first content, second is 6, and third is what you can say, again 3. Okay, now observe, I am writing additionally one more, COL MD 6. That is, when you are opening this website or this page in a medium device, the first content is going to take more space. Okay, the first content is going to take more space, whereas second content 3 and third content 3. So now what will happen? See that output right now. You are making first content more space 6, 3 and 3 right now. So when there is no medium, when you have one small, the same is applying for medium, the same is applying for large and extra large. But when you have given especially for medium, then from this it's giving preference. Okay, when you come to the point of large, COL hyphen 8, sorry, LG hyphen 5. Then what about the rest of things? COL hyphen LG hyphen 2. That is 5 plus 2, 7. And COL hyphen LG hyphen again 5. Meaning 5 plus 5, 10, and plus 2, 12. And if you observe, you are giving first content more space, last content more space, in the middle content less space when you open in the large device. So right now 5, 5, 2, right? And when it comes to the point of extra large, I want in some other way where I can write column XL. Okay, make it something 4, make it something 6, 4, 6, or you can say 10, COL hyphen XL hyphen to the remaining column right now. Extra large. Then, right, something more 4, 6, and 2 finally. Now open this inspect element, click on this. See, in a row, when you click on this one, the first content is highlighted. Sorry, we open. Excel 4 is highlighted. How can you say it is highlighted? Because the all the lines are cut off here. You are here getting WebKit and Flex and maximum width. When you click on second one, column 6. When you click on third one, column 2. When it is an extra small, sorry, extra large. When it comes to the point of extra small, nothing else division. Everything is one by one. Because we did not given preference to extra small. From small onwards, we have started. Okay. Then when we have given here 576, then obviously it is giving reference to 3. What is the right hand side part? Whereas 6, whereas 3, whereas 768 when it is giving preference to first column 4, 4, medium 6 here clearly saying, then 3 and then 3, 6, 3, 3, right now medium 6, 3, 3. You can just identify here WebKit box flex is highlighted, then that particular column is highlighted. Okay, and 992. Obviously, it is changing to large 5 in this. Which one? 2 in the middle 2. Whereas here again 5. Got a clarity when it comes to the point of one resolution for all, or else for each and every resolution with a different content styling. So same content with different columns. So if you want the content that should fit for all resolutions as the same, then you can just write for small device that will be applicable for medium, for large and extra large. But when you want different, exactly separately for each and for each and every resolution, then you have to write like this separately. Okay. Only thing is you have to do practice writing a column, writing something device name, writing something number. Automatically the content will be adjusted accordingly. So clear to all of you up to this point? Something questions are raised. What's the name? I think my audio is not working. I had a question. Is there a tool to change resolution size for testing? Yes. Now you are seeing here. This is one of the simplest way, and you even can also check it out here in the live. Let me tell you. Mm, let me tell you. Responsive checker or anything. Tozzle is the name. What's the name? Tozzle means okay. Here, right click, inspect element, and at right hand side or at left hand side, you will be getting a small response icon. That is. Then, when you open this website, enter URL. For example, if you are opening, let us open whether that website Facebook is supporting, how far. You can just check it out anything. It's not able to check it out. Okay, no problem. I mean, it's saying
Just do HTTPS instead of HTTP. Hello? Hello?
see, yes, any website you can check it out. And it is giving something. Make it, for example, 320. No, it's not supporting. No? Let me do one thing. Responsive testing. That website is not supporting, so no need to worry about it. Here, any website, if you have any website, you can just type, or else you can go with something. For example, Yahoo. Just check it out. Blocked by content security. Or else do one thing. Let us go with this website itself. Get Bootstrap. Why should we have to search here and there? Get boot strap, bootstrap, right? If it is 1024, it is looking like this. Then if it is mobile, there are a number of devices, for example, but actually it's not like no need to go such a deeper. For example, let me tell you. See, obviously, the website is adjusted accordingly, like this. If it is, for example, desktop, for example, 1200 is the last, this is one, 1280, or 1366, this is the last. Even my device width is like this. But more than this means Mac systems errors is the sizes of more, if it is more. And if it is something 1024, adjusting. So this is automatically adjusting, and desktop, mobile is the mobile. No, already we have discussed. For example, if it is 375, that is adjusting. So this is how what you are doing. Okay, do one thing. If you are creating a sizes, if you are creating a website, you even wants to check it out. For example, at live, then how you can deploy it. Go to the Google, take a free web hosting where you can get a free web hosting account, and you can deploy into the live, and there you can just check it out ever as seems something that you have done something a live website. There are n number of websites service providers are providing a free web hosting, take account free, and you will get unlimited pages, your own domain name, unlimited bandwidth, and some forms, email marketing, and so on. That is later issue, but try to make it something. Take any account, sorry, take what you can say free account and get an login page. Once you log in into that, whatever the works that you are doing, you can deploy into the live. You will get something a website link. Then that just take this into the website and check it out how far you are doing. It is one of the way. Or why should we have to go in such a manner? Means you can just open and right click and click on the responsive icon. This is the way. You even can also just see like this different things. It's more than enough. No need to go into deeper. 320, 768, 576, or 992, or 1200. That is enough. Okay. So something. Okay. Okay. Right. Now let us move to the point further. Working with the tables, images, forms, and so on. So finally, we got a clarity that how far we can design the content according to the requirement, giving a priority. So let us go with same concept for each and everything. Write a row, write a class col hyphen sm hyphen 12, let it be, and we just copy in all the places and do different concepts. First, let me work with typography. Typography dot html. What is a typography? Giving headings, subheadings with the different classes and seeing something. Okay, first let me write here some heading. I want make it something this one as a main heading. You can write any heading and see that output. Okay, you can do even H2 or H3 or anything something like this right now. Then okay, then that is you have created heading and subheading with H1 and H3 elements. Okay, you are writing something matter of paragraphs. Okay, even though you have written as a paragraph element, but you can also make it heading and subheadings by writing a class H1, by writing a class H3, not only H1 and H3, even H2, even H4, anything that will apply. Same output now. But H3 is H3, H3 or H4, oh, that's why H3. Same styling. Even though a paragraph that can also have a classes. Then write a paragraph something else. This is just a normal paragraph. Okay. And then now see apply the class lead. What will happen? See the difference. Highlighting more comparing to normal paragraph. That is. So if you think something, a main heading, and under that a small paragraph that should highlight like this, under that normal paragraph, more paragraph like this. I mean, okay, so remember that classes, first point, and try to see a number of websites, what they have done. In the same way, accordingly, try to implement at your end. So first of all, give preference one by one, and then, and you even can also use a class with the Jumbotron. This is another way that you can highlight. And let us work with the block quote. You can write here. And then same, something like in a paragraph, and a block quote with the text center, something we can make it. Okay, apply the class block quote class equals to, if you have written block quote, then what is the difference? Normal block quote, I mean with the block quote element, and a block quote with class also you are applying. So in all the same content with a different highlighting, and in the same way, let us apply. You can also use either block quote or non-block quote, and additionally make it text justify center. Like this we have classes. How can you remember me? Just by doing practice, but you even not able to remember also, nothing else to worry, but make it something practice. So here proper way of alignment. Okay, but nothing else to worry. I will let you know how to copy and paste also. But when you can copy and what you are copying, you have to understand. That I will let you know at last. Okay. Apart these things, let us work with this list of items. Let us work with now list of items. Copy the list of items. Copy somewhere else we have list of items now. Okay. Make it something UL and in all the places LI then just place. First, let us see the output. You are getting a simple list of items one by one, and then apply the class list and styled by writing that class bullet points gone away. Then another can make it all these things in column wise also instead of having separately, and write a class list inline. When you have written list inline, same as unstyled, but when you come to the point of list inline, each list item inline list item inline list item. Okay, now see that output. Why we have written that? Let us okay, let me do one thing. List inline, change this one. List inline item. List inline item, and then see that output side by side. Even though it is a list of items, you are showing all the list of items side by side by giving something space also, obviously. So this is how you can design the list of items. Okay, and in tomorrow's session, we'll start and we'll discuss the concept of table designing, forms, buttons, images, and rest of things also, how it can be. Okay, so by tomorrow, just please plan at least to get the clarity how that columns and everything that can be divided. Okay, only thing is remember this number, sorry, this numbers 1 to 12. This, remember that 4 resolutions set something matter in that column proper. This is the main thing. Of course, you have to load that jQuery and JavaScript and the Bootstrap, that is first, and then you have to try this one. Okay then. So okay, and thank you and bye to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.